We are here today with Hugh Hughes. Hugh, welcome to the show.
Hey Mike, thanks for having me. It's a great honor to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you here today, buddy.
Mhm.
So let's start off right here and tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into making money on Fiverr.
Sure thing. Well, if anybody has looked at me previously, everybody knows I was a soldier before, and I finished that about 5 years ago. And then I was looking for a way that I could earn a little bit of cash. And I wasn't like into list building or marketing at that time, so I wanted something where I could offer a service. Because what I've learned is that online you've got to have a service or a product in order to succeed. So I found this little PLR ebook on Fiverr and what sort of deal it is, and at the time it was probably about 6 months old. So I had a little look and I seen people were selling banners, people were selling logos, and I didn't have a clue how to make this. So what I did was I created a little banner gig, and within 3 days I had my very first order, and it was the worst headline, the worst description, the worst tags. I had everything, and I had the one order, and this guy must have requested about 10 different modifications before I actually delivered the gig, and then he left me bad feedback, so I stopped.
Uh, so you
Yeah.
got your first gig, you're all excited, you've made your first $5, which actually
Yeah.
ends up being $4 after you pay the dollar out to Fiverr, and you get negative feedback on it. Nice.
I know, but it was a good lesson learned, because what I learned from that was is you got to have good customer service, and you got to have the skills. A lot of people will put stuff on there, but they don't have the skills. So I said to myself, what I'll do is I'll take one gig, I'll learn it first, then I'll list it and deliver it. And ever since then, I've just been looking at Fiverr for about 2 good years now. I'm making good, consistent money with it. I'm learning a lot of different skills. It just there's a whole load of things you can do, and I'm only 10% into it at the moment.
Bunch of things here I want to cover. One of them is Fiverr is one of those places that I tell people over and over again, if you're not making any money online yet, it is maybe the best place to get started, because it's just such a simple concept of I do something for you, like build a banner or write an article or whatever, and you pay me $5 for it. If I do a good job, then you're happy, I'm happy, I get paid, you get your service done. It's complete. I have a student of mine, and I know that you know him, Bomb Dad Sky,
Yeah.
who he got his start on Fiverr, and he was able to make I think it is top about $1,000 a month on Fiverr. I've personally been able to make when I was doing it about $500 per month on Fiverr. But what
Mhm.
surprised me, Hugh, is that I knew you before this whole Fiverr thing, and I remember you mentioning to me a couple of months ago that you had made something like $30,000 to $35,000 on Fiverr. Is that number correct?
Yeah, it's about $33,000. That's right. That's over 2 years, not constantly, but yeah, about $33,000 I've made so far on Fiverr itself. But it's not just a $5 gig. It's the magic of upsells that you can offer to your clients as well. Once you deliver the gig, it's great to offer them little bit more extra, just to bump those earnings. And you'll find that in your Fiverr account, you'll have an average price.
Mhm.
At the moment, mine's at $10 rather than $5. So more or less every customer that comes to me, it's about on average a $10 order.
Very cool. Yeah. So you're
Mhm.
not just like a lot of people. They hear Fiverr and they think like, how can I make a lot of money with Fiverr if I'm just
Yeah.
making little $4 commissions after that payment? But there really is money there. And also I've seen inside of your accounts, Hugh actually walked me in, personally showed me everything that he was doing, and I've been able to verify all of those payments in there. Hugh, on the sales page here, let's dig right into the product. It says, for the first time in Fiverr history, a top-rated seller reveals the exact steps that will take a total newbie from zero to consistently banking $1,500 per month with Fiverr gigs. And the first thing that comes to my mind when I see a headline like this, and it's talking about taking someone and having them make $1,500 per month, how much are you currently making per month consistently?
Okay, so far this month I'm at $628. Last month I'm at about 1.4. The month before that I did cross the 1.7 line, but that's if you work Fiverr every single day. I like days off and I like to go on holiday. Recently, I got married and I had about 3 weeks off, and then it took me about another week to get to that 1,500 again. But yeah, consistently, I'm probably clearing about $30 a day, $25, $30 a day. Today I've made $16 so far, but I know from about 6 o'clock, I'll get everybody from America placing their orders. So yeah, the income is good. On average, it is around about 1,500, and anybody can achieve it if they're willing to put in the effort.
Now, the gigs that you're doing, and I know you have multiple gigs that you are currently doing, that you have done, you open some of them up sometimes, you close some of them up sometimes. How long is it taking you to do? Like, I could say to someone, I'll build you a 20-page website for $5, and of course everyone would want to order that from me because it would take me so much money, it would take me so much time, it would be worth their money. But how much time is it taking you to deliver these?
I spend about 2 hours a day doing my gigs. With all the upsells that I've got, I'll probably get about 4 to 5 gigs a day, and that's with people taking the upsells. And I've had gigs that are about $110. I've had another gig which was $75. Yeah, so I'll spend about 2, maybe 3 hours, depending on how much work is required. But when I first started out and when I was learning, yes, I was putting in 4 to 5 hours a day. And what people have got to realize is you have to learn, you have to put in the effort just to begin with. And then the more comfortable you get, the easier it gets. Now, making money online is great, but what people got to realize is it is a job. You know, you've got to work, you've got to learn. It doesn't come easy. But once people start to learn the process that I teach them, it becomes easier over time.
And you have to treat it like a business. And I think you learned that very quickly with your first gig and how you got negative feedback. Negative feedback on Fiverr can be the death of a gig. If you go out there and you start getting and you start slacking off and not delivering your gigs on time and not treating it like a business, just thinking that you're going to collect the money without doing any of the work, you're going to soon figure out that that's not going to be the way that it all works there. As far as the gigs that you're doing, I know that you don't necessarily want to reveal what this gig is that we're going to be teaching people how to do. I will say that I know what it is, and it's something that anyone can do. What are some examples without giving away everything?
Okay, so one of the gigs that we do cover in one of the OTOs, and I'm free to speak about this, is doing backlinks. Now, people are thinking, well, I don't want to manually do backlinks. So what I do is I'll teach people the headline to use, the description, the tags, and I'll show them how to deliver SEO backlinks. You don't need any software. It's using a free online tool. You just ask the customer for their URL, the keyword, just pump it into the website, and it will generate a report of backlinks. Probably takes about 10 minutes to deliver.
Cool. And with all these other gigs that you're teaching people how to do, if you're currently doing them, are you worried that after this launches, the next day you're going to get up and boom, everyone and their mom is going to be putting up the same Fiverr gig and you're going to start losing money?
Good question. Now, Fiverr's algorithm, at the top, they've got a recommended setting, a high rating setting, and a new setting. So many types of buyers come to Fiverr, and I find that when I create a new gig, my listing will appear in the new section. And then when I get orders, it's from a lot of people who have got which has just been recently put on Fiverr, they've got a gold crown, which means that they've always bought from Fiverr, so they're going to test new gigs. So no, I'm not worried about competition. I'm not worried about losing any rankings. In fact, I reveal my accounts inside the course, so anybody can check me out. But yeah, the algorithm in Fiverr, they'll always make sure that your gig gets seen. And the way to see that is in your analytics. You'll see how many page views you've had, how many clicks you've had. And what I do recommend is when you create a gig, don't just create one, just create a variation. At the moment, I've got 3 on there, which I'm testing. I'm testing different headlines, different descriptions. And if I find one doesn't do as well as the others, I'll remove it until I find something else that I can sell.
Hugh, you've been selling on Fiverr for, what, a good 2 years now. What are some big mistakes that you see people, maybe someone that says, hey, I'm excited about this, I want to buy Hugh's course, they buy it, and then it just doesn't work for them? What are some mistakes that they could be making?
Lack of expertise or lack of experience. They hype it up too much. They promise so much for a Fiverr, but then yet can't deliver it. Start off small. Be honest, and definitely do video. I highly recommend that people do video because that sells about 200% more. And don't put fake pictures of people on there. I've seen it all the time where you get all these beautiful women and they'll say, I'll do you backlinks, or I'll do you letters or articles. Doesn't really work. Picture of yourself works well. Be honest in the description. Only do what you're capable of doing, and you'll find over time the orders will start coming in and it will start building up and up and up. And if you can't deliver a gig within a day, don't offer it on a day. Give it about 2-3 days. At the moment, my gigs are set to two days, but I do have an option in there, one of my extras, for about $20 where they can order it on express service.
It's funny you mentioned like putting like the pretty girls up there, because I've seen it on Fiverr where you're going through and you'll see a hot chick in there. It definitely gets your attention. Like I've looked and I'm like, oh, this girl's pretty. Like I look, but I'm wondering if as someone who's going to order something, would I rather order from a gig that has some really pretty girl picture and they're just trying to get my attention, or from someone like you who's getting in front of the camera and saying, hey guys, my name's Hugh, I'm going to be doing this gig for you, blah blah blah. I hope that I would rather order from you. Maybe not. I might be enticed by the hot chick, but I can see it definitely getting eyes on it and definitely getting even clicks.
It does get clicks, but then again, it does attract the wrong customer. You know, you want somebody that understands you and understands what they're expecting. I mean, I've tried it. I've put a hot chick on there, and there's Hugh the hot chick, and I just attracted the wrong customer every single time that's been tried.
What's the fastest way that someone can get started with this and make their first Fiverr sale? Like, what's the fastest way they can get started? Okay,
what works really well now that I don't actually teach in my course is video testimonials. Like me and you are doing, 30 seconds of video testimonial, and I've told quite a few marketers to do this as well. 30 seconds, and then you can offer upsells for HD, perfect. But in my course, what I teach is what a lot of businesses want. And there's businesses being released every single day, or launching every single day. But yeah, if people are comfortable getting in front of a camera, video testimonials is definitely the way to go forward.
And I want to say that your course, by the way, just so people watching, I know they hear about getting in front of the camera, they can be a little scared sometimes. Your course is actually not about getting in front of the camera, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Correct.
Okay, Hugh. So if people decide that they are interested in picking this up, they want to learn what this gig is all about and how they can start delivering it and make Fiverr commissions themselves, what are they going to get inside of the course? PDF, videos, what's going on?
Sure. Okay, so I've done 4 videos for them. It's how to set up the gig, how to deliver the gig, and I've also got in there a lot of templates as well. So the gig that I've done, every single piece of work that I've done, I've put into the course as well, so they can literally copy and paste. So yeah, it's 4 videos on the front end with the resource file as well that they need to use.
I just want to say to everyone, I want to make this really clear. This is one of those courses, and one of the reasons why I really wanted to bring you on and talk about this is something that you are actually doing right now. This is a business model that isn't something you were doing last year. This is something you are doing and making money from every single day, and there's no reason why other people can't be doing it as well. Like, they should be doing this too if they want to make their first money from this. Can we be a little bit frank here as fact that if someone's getting started with this, they're probably not going to make $1,000 their first month doing this? Like, what do you see this as far as a, like, do you see this kind of as a way of getting into Fiverr and starting to figure it out and starting to find your own way with it? Like, how do you see this?
Yeah. So in the course, once they set up their gig using my course, they'll actually be exposed to Fiverr for what it is and how it works in a good way. And then they'll also have access to support forums as well. But yeah, Fiverr is definitely the breakthrough for someone to get started online. And it's going to be a job. You know, people got to stay. It's going to be hard work to begin with. Mm-hmm. But eventually, once you start getting reviews and your rankings increase, sales will start to come in. And it's going to be for people that want to earn a little bit of extra cash, work at home mums or stay at home mums or dads, students even. It's a big community. A lot of people haven't heard of Fiverr. About 98% of the population in the world haven't heard of Fiverr. So there's still a lot more potential to be had.
And you say it's a lot of hard work, but I want to say at the same time that I think you also have a full-time job, don't you?
Correct, yes. I still work full-time, and I come home and I'll probably spend about now 2 hours. It's funny you say that. When I first started, I'd get home from work and I'd jump on the computer and I'll spend about 6-8 hours. I'll go to sleep, then I'm back in work. I even at one point, and it's actually this gig as well. When I launched this gig, particular gig, I went to work and all of a sudden I was on page 1 of Fiverr, and I said to my boss, "Look, I've got to go home." And he says, "Right, okay, is everything all right?" Yeah, no, everything's fine. I just got to go home. Can I take holiday? So he gave me a holiday. I got home, and that particular day, which I want to show you as well, Mike, I made $375 with this gig.
In one day?
In one day. And hey, I can show people this. It's not a problem.
Cool. One-time offers, what should people expect?
Okay, so one-time offers. One of them is what we just spoke of now, is doing the SEO backlinks. But it's going to be 10 done-for-you gigs. You don't need any special expertise or any special software. I give you the headlines, the description, the tags, and a high-definition video of each gig, how to deliver them. Cool. And I'll give you access to all the online tools as well and how to get those completed. Are
these all gigs that you personally have done, or some of them that you've done and some of them that you haven't? Like, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, so there's 10 of them that I've done. All 10 of them I've done them. 9 of them I currently don't do anymore. Reason being is I want more time for myself. And one of them I still do. It's currently on my profile. Only one of them I do. But yeah, it's easy gigs. So if somebody's still trying to find their way around Fiverr, or they haven't got the necessary tools, if you say, to get started, then the OTO will provide them all the resource to get started straight away. But yeah, it's gigs I've definitely done myself.
I feel like after you start figuring out gigs that work on Fiverr, like I understand what you're saying when you turn off gigs, and I know people will say, like, why would you turn it off if it's making you money? Well, if you're making more money doing some other gig that takes you less time than another one that you might get orders for, but it's like, do I really want to do that? Like, if I could just do this and I'm gonna make enough money doing this. Like, I understand where you're coming from. That I personally have had that situation where I was making $500 a month, and I just cut it off because I was just like, my interviews and my reviews are making me enough money now. I want to focus on doing that, and I'm just going to turn this off. But cool. So those are definitely working there. Other one-time offers.
Other one-time offers. Okay, so the best performing gig that I've got is going to be my what I call the $100 day Fiverr guy, and it's this gig. Now I only started this gig in April,
Okay.
and I've managed to earn a lot of money. I've had about 50 orders, and I've definitely cleared over $1,000 with that. And that can be shown in my analytics when I take people through my account as well. But in that particular gig, it's a 25-minute video, and I give you everything that you need. I'll give you headlines, descriptions, photos, tags. I'll give you the templates that I've used or the work that I've done, and I'll provide those as templates. There's about 70 templates in total for the $100 day Fiverr guy. But this particular gig, I've had orders for $110, $75, $65, $55, and I'm just like, my head just went boom, because the amount of and there's not a lot of competition either with that particular gig. And looking at it now, when I was checking Fiverr, there still isn't, and I'm ranking high for it at the moment.
I think you've got one more one-time offer.
So the offer after that would be coaching. It's going to be 4 one-hour webinars, and it's going to be unlimited Facebook and email support. But in these webinars, I'm going to teach you more about getting clients, traffic generation, getting your gigs noticed more quickly. I'm going to show you how you can use Fiverr without working on Fiverr, but still generate an income. I'll introduce people to Elance, Odesk, and how to expand. I work on Elance and Odesk myself. It's a good extra income, but those 2 of those webinars will be for that. The other 2 webinars will be Q&A sessions.
So this is for people who want extra support if they want to dive into this and start creating their own Fiverr gigs, and then they have questions for you that they maybe want you to take a look. Like, would you on one of these webinars if someone was like, hey, Hugh, I've set up this Fiverr gig, got a couple orders, but I just want to make sure I'm doing everything right. Would you be willing to take a look at it?
I'm probably one of those people that'll actually Skype the guy.
Oh, nice.
I'll get on the call with him because I love talking to people. But yeah, I'll probably end up, I'll definitely take a look at the gigs, but I'll probably end up just Skyping him, talking him through everything, what I find different, what's not good, what is good. But yeah, one thing I can say is, guys, definitely do video. Get yourself out there. If people can see you and they love you, they'll order from you.
Hugh, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Is there anything else, anything that we missed, any tips, tricks, anything you wanted to mention before we wrap it up?
Yeah, sure. So if anybody wants to get in touch with me about the course, you can get in touch with me on Facebook or Skype. Not a problem. I'm there to help anybody. But yeah, guys, all I can say is work hard at it, and before you know it, you'll see money coming in consistently.
Again, thanks for coming on, and best of luck with your launch.
Thanks, Mike. Take care.